So far, I have made 2 videos about how to learn UX design online, one of which had horrible audio. In my opinion, those 2 videos are helpful, but they primarily offer options that require some form of payment. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how to learn UX design for free. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Morgan. I am a digital marketer turned UX designer who works in the financial services industry. And if you're an aspiring UX designer or you're looking to change careers, make sure to hit subscribe to receive content that will help you get to where you need to be. Before I get into it, I do want to let you guys know that I am somewhat active on Instagram now. So when you guys ask me questions, sometimes there's not enough content or enough of an answer really to give that is long enough for a YouTube video. So I'm starting to make reels for shorter things. So far I've talked about my salary as well as do's and don'ts of starting a new UX design job. So go follow me on Instagram at Morgan_UX if that interests you. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to learn UX design for free. So like I said, I have 2 other videos about how to learn UX design, and not all of those options are affordable. Maybe money is tight, or maybe you just aren't ready to financially invest in UX design because you're not sure about it yet, or maybe you're just frugal and you don't want to spend money on learning UX design and you can do it yourself. More power to you. But whatever the reason is, there are options out there for you. I do want to make the disclaimer that free education may not be as streamlined, efficient, or effective as paid education, but I personally believe it all depends on how much work you put into it. You also probably won't be able to completely learn UX design with just one of these methods. You're probably going to have to use a few of these methods in conjunction with one another, and I'll address that at the end, how I would suggest that you use these methods together. So that will be at the end of this video. Make sure to stick around. So first is YouTube. I feel like this is an obvious one, but it is a great way to learn UX design. At the very least, it's really effective for learning design tools. Things that you may want to look up are Figma tutorials. I suggest Figma because it is free. Look up design with me videos, what is UX design, and videos about the UX design process. AJ and Smart is a good channel. They have a lot of helpful videos about this kind of stuff. There are also channels from UX design boot camps, like Career Foundry has a YouTube channel, and so you can get like little bits of information from them. I think Springboard has one, Design Lab, General Assembly. So I really recommend using sort of like organization YouTube channels that have to do with UX design, just because they are more professional. They have more of a they have more skin in the game with offering accurate information, so I suggest you check those out. You can also check out your favorite designers, see if they have any tutorials. Charlie Cheung does design with me videos that are very helpful. Maddie Beard has really helpful Adobe XD and case study type of tutorials. So just find a good UX designer that you like and look around and see if they have any how-tos. I myself am planning on releasing a series about the UX design process in depth in the future, so if you want to see that, make sure to leave a like. Number 2 is Medium. So if you don't know, Medium is an online publishing platform, and it has a lot of UX designers writing articles on it, including myself. Go follow me. Something to keep in mind is that literally anybody can post on Medium. So you may be reading an article that has false or biased information, so take everything you read with a grain of salt. It's really more for anecdotal type stuff. Like, I wouldn't try to learn the UX design process from Medium, but I might look up design tool tips, interviewing tips, UI design tips, just things to make your life a little bit easier, things that people learn along the way from experience. And that's sort of the benefit of this, is that because it's anecdotal, you may be able to relate to the articles a little bit better. Number 3 is Bootcamp Blogs. You don't need to join a bootcamp to siphon information from them. Career Foundry has a blog, Springboard has a blog, and they're very helpful because, like I said earlier about the YouTube videos, the articles are written by industry professionals. It's also a good way to sort of dip your toe into the UX design world, especially if you're considering going to a bootcamp. You can get a taste of what their teaching structure is like. Number 4 is books from the library. This is one of the first things that I did when I first started learning about UX design. Alumni of my college get free access to the library for life, but because of the pandemic, I had to get digital books, and I was just learning a little bit about the design process, understanding what UX design is, for free before I started paying for anything. But libraries are opening up now, so check out your local public library. They probably have a digital library as well if you don't want to go in person. And if you went to college, check out your alma mater's library and see if you can get anything for free from them. Number 5 is online communities. Online communities, it's a great way to learn UX design. You can find free communities on Facebook, Slack, Discord, LinkedIn, really anywhere. You can just Google UX design community. This is a great way to learn from experience. And what I mean by that is you can learn from other people's experiences because they'll be asking questions in the group, but you can also design things and put it in the group for feedback, or if you come across a problem, you can put a question in the group and get help from people who have really experienced it. There are also real-life UX design communities. If you're in school, maybe there's a club that you can join, or you can meet like-minded people. Maybe you all want to build an app together. Maybe you're a UX designer, you meet a graphic designer, and you meet a marketer and a developer, like, who knows? Start meeting people if that's what you like to do. It's not what I like to do, but if that's your thing, then go for it. But there's also online communities that sometimes meet in person. I haven't looked into this too much because I'm not really interested in meeting people in person, but Interaction Design Foundation, they're not free. They are $16 a month, but they also have communities where they set up meetups for people in your area. Number 6 is to look at Behance case studies, or you can check out your favorite designers' websites and see if they have any case studies there. Don't look at mine, please. That's not updated. Looking at Maddie Beard's case studies on Behance helped me a lot in constructing my own case studies and giving me guidance. I did not copy them, obviously, but looking at someone else's case study, it helps you understand what to include and why. Do not just copy someone else's case study. Don't copy it for no reason. You should really look at case studies to understand someone else's process, understand why did they include this in here? How did it help formulate their solution? Why is it important for me to know? The design process is never linear, and the design process changes from project to project. So don't copy someone else's case study, but try to understand, okay, why did they include a hypothesis? Why did they include this user persona? How did this help them? Why did they do card sorting? Do they explain why? Would it apply to your project? Don't just do things just to do things, but take inspiration from that and understand the why of why they did things. Number 7 is to critique and redesign existing products. Have you ever used an app and you thought, oh, this would be so much better if, or I really wish they didn't include this, or I wish it looked like this? Explore that. This will also help you with your UI design skills. You should be aware of a general rule though. If you are redesigning a successful product, the general rule is that you don't redesign the entire thing because it's successful for a reason. So maybe you want to redo the user interface. Maybe you want to just give it a facelift. Maybe you think it would be cool if you included a feature here. Maybe it would be better if you rearranged some things. Maybe you just want to do one page. Cheung has a great video where she redesigns the Amazon Prime Video main page, and it's a really useful video. I'll link it down below because it helps you understand a UX designer's thinking of why they're redesigning things, because she sort of just thinks aloud in the video. Super helpful. You should go watch it. I'm thinking about doing something like that myself in the future. If that's something you'd be interested in, please let me know down below. Number 8 is shadowing and mentorship. Mentoring can be hard to come across for free, and it's usually provided by someone that you already know who's in the field. Something I don't think that I've mentioned before is that I have a cousin who worked with UX designers. She was in a very high-level position at a very large company, and I had a video chat with her where she basically told me what to expect from the job, what she would look for while hiring someone, and then she was also telling me what industries to avoid and everything, and it was super helpful. She gave me advice on what to include on my resume, what to focus on, and what to include in my LinkedIn profile. One thing that I can tell you right now is she told me to take aspiring UX designer off of my profile and just have UX designer. So that's a little bit of free advice taken from her to give to you. So if you already have a corporate job in a different field, then If you work with UX designers or there are UX designers at your company, have coffee with them, offer your support. You may have to do a little bit of work for free or maybe work extra, but that would be the ideal situation, right? Not having to quit your job, but rather just transferring from one department to another. So that's something to consider. And number 9 is design challenges. So you can go on Google and just look up UX design challenges, and that's actually what inspired my most recent case study, Handoff. And while this won't teach you anything about the design process, it does offer you what I consider to be the most difficult part of starting a case study, and that is having a problem to solve. A lot of things will, like in a boot camp, they'll give you a solution instead of giving you a problem to come up with a solution for, which is how it works in the real world. So I really recommend that you check out design challenges so that way you can really get started on your projects and start working on gaining experience by just doing. So this last one is a bonus tip, and that is auditing courses at your alma mater. I didn't include this in the full list because 1, it's not free at every college, 2, not every college offers this, and 3, not everybody went to college. But if you don't already know, auditing a course is basically where you can take a course at your alma mater, but you're not expected to do any work because you're not getting credit for it. You're literally just like sitting in on the class. My college offered 3 free courses to audit, but I reached out to professors and they were just like, just come in. Like, we won't record it. I don't care if you sit in. So that's potentially an option for you. So a little bit of advice on how to learn. You're generally not going to be able to use one of these methods and then boom, you're a UX designer. That's not even how it works with boot camps. It really just is determined by how much effort you put in outside of the boot camp or outside. Like, you have to apply what you learn. You don't get a job based on your knowledge. You get a job based on your experience and what you can show them, at least in UX design, or at least that's how you get an interview. I recommend that you find a method that works for you in each of these categories and you use them together. You should learn what UX design is and what its role is within companies. You should learn the UX design process and theories. You should learn and practice using design tools, learn how to conduct and put together a UX design case study, and learn from feedback and experience. Do not get analysis paralysis. This is a huge thing that I say all the time. You gotta just do it. You gotta do it and you gotta put it out there. This is going to take a lot of discipline, but maybe you can do it. I couldn't. I'm not a person who can study on their own because I get hyper fixated, which happened even when I was in a boot camp, but I finished the boot camp and now I'm a UX designer, so it all worked out. So if you're like me and you just get hyper fixated, maybe try learning by yourself first. See if UX design is really what you want to do before you invest financially. But my personal opinion is that the best, most streamlined way to learn UX design and get a job is by doing a UX design bootcamp. That is my opinion. I don't want to try and shy you away from learning for free. Obviously, if you can learn for free, that's amazing and that is impressive, but it just doesn't work for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.